Hello, everyone out there on the internet. My fellow fan dancers, future and present. I am your naughty professor, Eilidh, and I'm here to show you some more strength training exercises to precondition for fan dancing. So, all of the things that you might not think you need to know about moving with fans. It's not all in the hands and the arms. You also need to be able to stack your weight and bear the load of the fans, because fans are heavy unless you make lightweight ones yourself, like I do, and that you can follow along with the rest of the Burly Summer Camp 2026 tutorials that I'll be posting up until the first week in August. I have had a migraine this week, so I'm stumbling over my words a little bit. We'll just take a breath, repeat ourselves. That's okay. The first tutorial, I did it quite a lot in the fan making tutorial. Here's one I made earlier, which I just posted today because, as I say, I was taken out by a migraine at the beginning of the week, and then I had a few technical difficulties with the editing process. But that's life. So, as I've said, every single week that we're doing this, we're going to start with our warm up being a body scan. I'm going to do a slightly different variation of body scan than I did last time. And I'm also going to say that we're going to do a few kind of yoga Pilates poses during our core strength training, just because they are quite good for strengthening and creating flexibility and movement in your back, in your spine. But I know that for a lot of people with chronic illnesses like myself, yoga is not a cure. It isn't. And westernized, colonial, medicalized yoga often causes a lot of harm. So just go into this bearing that in mind. I have also added a few modifications that I've learned from different teachers over the years. If you join one of my paid programs, when I start mentioning teachers, there will be a book list, but we're not doing a reading list for this because this is just, we're going to do it. We're going to do it together. So, because we're looking at core strength, which you will need maybe 1 or 2 cushions or pillows or rolled up towel or blanket. We're going to do a lot of like lying down exercises today, so I will need to adjust the camera shortly. Some of the exercises you can only do either lying down or seated. Some of them you can do seated or standing. Again, do what works for you and your plane of existence. Whether you want to be horizontal, vertical, or somewhere in between. And then don't do the ones that don't work for you, that like you don't have access to that part of your body, you can't move it. That's okay. There will be another exercise during this program that you can do instead. But this is a wide range for a wide range of people, trying to cover most of the bases. Okay, so because we're looking at our spine, we're looking at stacking ourselves up. I'm actually going to lie down for this because I'm going to go into a couple of lying down exercises and then I'll come back up to sitting. We're going to adjust the camera for that, but it's exactly the same whether you do it sitting, standing, or lying down. There is really no difference other than how you feel. I'm going to move that back. I'm going to try and not get my like swear that's on the wall behind me in. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm going to move these. Make myself comfortable. I'm not going to lie completely flat because just the camera angle for that is not good, and also lying completely flat on my back sometimes like compresses my lungs and I don't breathe very well. So we're going to be a little bit propped up, but if you need to be totally flat, go for it. So just get yourself comfortable in the position that you want to be in. You may want to have your hands kind of like beside you in what in yoga is called corpse pose. And you can also just repeat this pose as a variation on some of the other things we're doing later. And you either want your hands palm up, kind of like out beside you, or palm down if that feels more comfortable. Or you can put them on your chest, crossed over your heart, on your belly. I quite like to, if it's my belly, I quite like to put my fingers in a triangle, but that's entirely up to you. Or resting on your thighs, down, face down or face up, whichever way works for you. I'm going to have my hands kind of face down at my sides, resting on my pillows, because that's what feels most comfortable for me. Oh, and I've slipped down a little bit. Just at any point, if you need to adjust your little pillow nest, go for it. So we're going to just close your eyes if you want to, or if you want to keep them open and watch what you're doing and watch how you're stacking yourself, go for it. There's no right or wrong ways to do this, just right or wrong ways for you. And we're just going to take 3 big, deep, slow breaths together. So 1, and out. And if you want to moan or groan through that, go for it. Another. In. And out. I get a bit musical with those. And another. And then just let your breathing return to whatever pattern feels natural and nice for you. Again, if you at any point feel you're getting unstacked and unshifted because your pillows are a bit too squishy, then just move. You don't have to stay completely still. There's no pressure to be perfect. It's just finding your neutral. And I'll also do a little demonstration of what my neutral is after this. Oh, right. So once you're aware of your body, we're again going to start at the bottom. Whichever part of you is in connection with the ground, whether that's your feet standing hip width apart and feeling really deep into the ground, whether that is your sits bones, your hips, your butt, your glutes, your thighs, on your chair, your bed, in your wheelchair, whatever that is. Just feel the pressure under you and shift so that it's roughly even for your body. Doesn't have to be 100%. We're going to keep stacking. If you're lying down like I am, then think about all the places that you can feel that contact the surface you're lying on, whether that's the floor, your couch, a bed, your yoga mat, whatever it is. And just feel any place that you're like, oh, that's a little bit out of kilter. That feels a little bit wonky. I need to just adjust my position slightly. Wiggle your shoulders like into the surface. Wiggle your toes on the floor. Shimmy your butt in your chair until you find a place that feels comfortable and settled, and you're not noticing any like canting in your hips. So that's like an angle, unless of course that's neutral for you. But if it doesn't feel quite right, just shift tiny amounts incrementally, wiggle around until you feel like, yes, that's me in the middle. That is me balanced as far as I can be balanced in this moment, in this day. And it might be different on a different day. And then just Allow your body to relax. Relax into that position. Let go of any tension. And just keep breathing. Then when you're ready, make any final adjustments to that you need to. And then move up from wherever your contact with the ground is, wherever your anchor point is, wherever that is. Put all of your weight into that. Just imagine a literal anchor or sandbags, iron weights, something that feels heavy. Put that into wherever the contact with the surface is. For me, that's my heels, my calves, my thighs, my hips and buttocks, a little bit up my spine, my shoulders, my head, down my elbows and into my hands. That's where my weight is. But it's mostly in my pelvis, where I'm sitting. That's where most of the weight wants to go for me. And just breathe and relax into the surface, into your seat, really deeply rooted into the ground, whatever that is for you. And we're going to really focus on our spines now. As far up or down as you can feel, as you have access to, wherever that starts or ends for you. Or if that's another area of your body that is more supportive for you, that's okay. Focus on that. And what I want you to imagine is each vertebrae, each section of your spine. I'm going to start from the bottom and we're going to stack them up like a tower of blocks, and we're going to try and get them as stacked safely and securely on top of each other as possible. Obviously, if you have scoliosis or another form of spinal curvature, that is okay. It's stack as much as you can and then add the curve in and stack along the curve. It's okay, you can still do this. So imagine that now you've stacked all of your blocks. We're going to take a needle and thread and go through the middle of your blocks. Wind it up. Pull it through until it gets to the top of your neck. Goes up through your head. Up, up, up into the crown of your head until the needle is anchored in the ceiling above you. It's there. It's secure like a marionette string. And it's winding up slowly, pulling from the top of your head, very slowly bringing your spine into alignment with it, bringing all of those blocks into a stack until you're reaching up, up, up as far and as stacked as your spine can go without hurting yourself. I feel like my spine has moved off of the bed and I'm putting more of my weight on my arms. That might be different for you. And you just feel, actually, do I need to shift my hips a little bit? Do my feet need to be planted a bit differently? Do I need to roll my shoulders back? Oh, okay. And then we find what feels the most natural middle balance point for you. Then we're going to take another deep breath together. Oh, and we're just going to release that down. The thread is unraveling. It's come out of the needle. The blocks are settling back into comfortable posture. Maybe your arms flopped down. We're just going to let our breathing become really normal, really average, really steady for us. And allow ourselves to come back, wriggling our fingers and our toes, whichever ones we have access to, wriggling our hips and our shoulders a little bit, and then bringing ourselves up back into the space. You can stay lying down, or you can come back to sitting, whichever works for you. I'm just lounging a little bit while I give you a wee moment to come back into yourselves. So this body scan, the stacking exercise variant is to help you find kind of your neutral point. And your neutral point might be different from the techniques you've been taught in past yoga and Pilates classes, particularly with white Western instructors who don't have any connection to the real spirituality of the practice, and frankly are just taking bits of other cultures for profit. I don't in general practice yoga. It's not for me. I'm not the right person to teach that, but I have been forced through programs where I have had to learn some of the poses, and some of them are helpful and are useful for managing chronic illnesses and managing chronic pain, but they're not a cure. So one of the things I've learned through my journey is medical neutral, and my hands are quite a good way to show this, is everything should be centered absolutely in the middle, completely straight. For me, keeping my palms right in the middle, completely straight, I'm having to force my fingers to stay in that position. And if I do it for more than a few minutes, it starts to become painful because that's not within my comfortable range of motion. That's me pushing it to the edge. And if I stop holding my fingers completely rigid, they start to move on their own and twist in, because that is me pushing my range of motion, my muscles, into the furthest. I can push it a little bit further, but then it really hurts. The furthest range of motion for them, and it is not in my comfortable range of motion. I'm going to stop doing that and shake them off because it hurts. For me, my hands are on a bit sideways. So that's my neutral. Your neutral might not be totally straight in the middle, which is what most yoga and Pilates programs and ballet and lots of other dance practices expect you to be starting from. I've become badly injured by a lot of these programs because that is not my starting point, and I am working at the edge of safety. We're heading into the danger zone for me. So I'm not asking for any level of perfect technique from anybody here, because I can't give it to you myself, because I'm wonky. My wrists and my elbows are on sideways. So everything that I do adjust based on what your body's neutral is. And the stacking exercise teaches you where that is. Okay, we are going to do a couple of sort of laying down, kneeling type of exercises. You may want to get knee pads if you have them for this. If you're playing along later at home, you can hit pause and get them, or just do it on a padded surface like a sofa, or put a cushion under your knees to support you. So first of all, we're going to do cat cow, or happy cat, sad cat. And for this, you need to be able to get onto all fours. But anything where I'm asking you to get onto all fours and bearing all of the weight on your wrists and knees is too far for you, just put a lot of pillows under your body. So I'm going to demonstrate it like this. Chuck those away a wee bit. do what works for you. Oh dear, I've already gone over the 20 minutes for this. This is going to be a longer one. Oops. Right. So you might need another one actually. You put your weight on your hands, on your knees, wiggle your butt a bit, and then all you do is push down towards the floor to arch your back, pull your head up, again remembering that string. Breathe, and then, arch your back up. This cat is angry. This cat is angry at you now. It's hissing and spitting. And then back down and up with your head. It's happy, it's smiling. And down. And arch your back. Push your stomach towards the floor, moving from your hips. And then arch your back up again, moving from your hips and your lower back. And that's enough of that for just now. I'm going to go, because I'm in this position, I'm going to go into child's pose, or kind of a prayer position. You can keep the pillows there if you want, or you just shift your knees a little bit wider so your feet are touching. You put your hands out in front of you and you put your head down and you just push your arms away from your body and breathe. And you can stay in that as long as you want, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And I'm going to get back into a sitting position. Oh no, we're going to do the corpse pose again, aren't we? Yeah. We're going to lie back down and do the corpse pose, which is just arms out, legs flat. You can starfish if you want. So this is good for if you can't load bear on your wrists and your knees. You just push your shoulders and your hips and your feet, or any combination that you have access to, into the ground. You can push your elbows into the ground, and you just breathe through it and hold it for a few seconds, then release it and repeat, and then release. And I'm going to do one more time. So that really doesn't look like you're doing anything, but that is tightening all of your muscle groups. So now we're going to sit back up. And I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do one more exercise. I chatted too long. Oh dear. Right. One more exercise. So this is sitting. This is harder to do lying down, and I don't like to do it lying down because it puts too much pressure on my neck. But you do what's safe for you. This is good for standing as well. Your neck is part of your spine, and when you're using your fans, a lot of the time you're going to be looking at where the fans are. So you need to strengthen your neck muscles as well. So first we're going to look up and down. So up and down towards the floor, resting our chin on our neck. And then we're going to look side to side. So we're going to go, it doesn't matter what direction you go. I'm going to go this way to the furthest point that feels comfortable, and then turn right round the other direction and back to center. And obviously you can do that a few times. We're just doing it once because I've talked for longer than intended. Oops. And then we're going to circle our necks in both directions. So using our nose, following the tip round in a circle, we're going to go down, round and back to center, and then the other way, down and round and back to center. I think I did that both ways. I might not have. I've confused myself now. So down and around and back to center. Down and around and back to center. That's probably okay. And you can do them a few times. You can also do them a lot slower than I did them. That might be safer for you. That's the speed that's comfortable for me. If you need to go slower, go slower. But I've overran my intended duration by 5 minutes. So we will end there and I'll come back next week to do leg day part 1. So ta-ta for now.